Hello everybody, Flik here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are taking a look at Darkest Dungeon, a game by Red Hook Studios that will be available on the 3rd of February in the Steam Early Access program. I got it a little bit early from the devs. It's a roguelike turn-based party management RPG, which is basically all the buzzwords that really appeal to me. I've been playing this for about 2 or 3 hours now off camera. It's really good. And before I get into it, I'm going to jump into a file in progress rather than showing the very start of the game. However, I will let the intro play because it sets the scene probably better than I ever will. You'll get to hear some of the fantastic narrator as well. So I will be quiet for a little bit and then we'll jump straight into my file and we can start seeing what this game is about. But in the meantime, enjoy the intro.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
So there we go. The story is that you are the ancestor and you are returning home at the request of your now deceased relative to basically solve the problem that he created by unleashing a dark evil from beneath his mansion. So we're going to jump into the campaign. You'll see a couple of files in here. Flik 1 was the first ever try at the game. I did so very bad. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to delete it right here now. Yes, I do. That was awful. We're going to jump into my other game though, where I'm actually doing a lot better after I learned the basics of the game. It isn't just about combat management either. It's about sanity and stress management, which is a very interesting feature to include in the game.
I remember days when the sun shone and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
So when you first get to your hovel, your town, which is just called the Flik 2 estate because I can name the file in a very boring way, it's all dishevelled. However, I've played far enough in that I've got access to, I believe now, all the buildings. Just ignore these people for now. So yeah, you embark on adventures, slowly working your way, getting more power until you can eventually attempt the Darkest Dungeon. And also every day, or week rather, time passes in weeks. New heroes arrive at the stagecoach. However, I think I've already gone through who's available right now. And you earn heirlooms from your little adventures that you use to upgrade all your buildings. So for example, I could upgrade the number of heroes that I get to choose from each time new heroes arrive, or I can increase the number of people I can have in total. If you look over on the right here, as you can see, there's all my heroes I currently have so far. I've got quite a few. A few of them I've actually had from the very start, I'm happy to say. And the bar below, these little white bars here, is their stress. So if it's very filled, that means they're very close to a mental breakdown. And then this is their level here. Oh, there you go, you can hold it over there. So his stress is 31 out of 100. He's gone slightly insane, so he's actually currently praying at the Abbey, I believe. Yeah, oh sorry, he's going through meditation. Yeah, you build these special buildings and then you upgrade them so that you can cope with the stress your people go under. Like also I've got a gravedigger here who's currently getting drunk in the pub to try and get over the things that she saw in the last adventure I went with them. You can also upgrade their skills and upgrade their armor. So let's look at somebody at random. Let's look at this guy, because he's one of the two you get in the tutorial who I've actually managed to let live this long. There's a lot going on here, and I don't really want to bog down stuff talking about every little thing too much, because I think that will make the game come across as boring, and it most certainly is not. However, these are the positions you have in combat. Slot 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is his preferred, so he prefers being up front or very close to up front, and these are his preferred enemy targets in the enemy lineup, and these are the abilities he has. You can unlock more, however you can only ever have 4 selected. You can't have more than that even if you have them unlocked. Camping skills are a bit different, I'll go into those later. Then you have your basic resistances and also class bonuses, which I haven't unlocked yet. And over here you've got your HP, dodge chance, protection, speed, accuracy, crit damage, or sorry, crit percent chance, and then your base damage, and then you can equip better equipment as you find it. Now the important thing is actually up here, your quirks, as the game calls it. So I've got a few positive ones and a few more negative ones, sadly. You earn these by things that the adventurers go through in the game. You can also actually customize your people, so he doesn't need to be called Reynald. I could just call him Flik. There we go. So what is Flik? He's a warrior of light, which means that if the light in the dungeon, and we'll get into that once we start combat in a second here, as long as it's very bright, he does 10% more damage, which is really, really good. He's an amateur armor smith, so his armor upgrades are 20% of the cost, I think, or maybe that means they cost 20% more, although that sounds like a bad trait to me, not a good one. Natural eye, he just has 5% or 5 more accuracy. That's good. Now the bad. He's a kleptomaniac. He's prone to stealing things from people. He's God-fearing, so if I want to relieve his stress, he can only do it via prayer. He can't go get drunk, he can't go gamble at the gambling hall, he can't get put into the institution. He's also got lygophobia, which is if the light is way down, if it's really dark, he takes more stress damage. And again, we'll see that once we start combat. He's also nocturnal, so if the light is above... Oh, that's actually very... He's got skills that don't complement each other at all. If light's above 75, he does 10% more damage, but he also has 2% less speed. So he's definitely not going first in combat. And we can quickly look at someone else. Let's look at this guy. I like him. He's like a harlequin. So he's got hatred of mankind, so he does more damage against humans, but he also does less stress damage. And then he also has deviant tastes, so he's not allowed to visit the brothel because of the weird shit he's into. And he's also got thanatopophobia, which is when his health is below 50%, he takes more stress damage, which is actually a new thing he earned from the last adventure he was on, which I don't like at all, because he was my main damage dealer, believe it or not. But anyway, let's go on another adventure. Embark. So I've got access to the boss now, I think, of this area. Oh, maybe. I've got access to the second area as well. Don't have access to the Warrens of the Cove yet, and then up there is the darkest dungeon in the old mansion of your ancestor. I'm going to do something easy just to start with here. It might take up the entirety of the video, I'm not sure, but I do plan to do a series on this because I'm enjoying it that much. It is worth pointing out though, it's early access. Please keep in mind everything the early access involves. I also don't have a price to give you at this point because it's not out yet. But anyway, we could go to the Weald, which I've never actually done yet. It's a short expedition, and it wants me to complete 100% of the battles. So at the point I do all the main room battles, and again you'll see once we get in what that means, I get the choice to just run away because I've done my objective. Whereas up here, what have I got? Oh, that's one of the first bosses, the Necromancer. That's in my list of things to do. I'll probably not be strong enough for him yet. What's this other one? Cleanse. Oh, Veteran level 3. No. What about over here? Veteran level 3. Oh, these are all too hard for me. The Necromancer is only level 1. This is only level 1 as well. It's also a short adventure. Short determines how many times you camp. So camping is not going to come into play if I go here. But I've never been here, so let's do something I've never seen before. So now we get to pick our party. You don't want to pick people who are stressed, you want them to chill out in the town. But I just got these two back and I really like them. So I will go. I'll be up front, I'm the tank. We've got Dismas. He's not actually Dismas, of course. He's actually, or Dimaz, I guess. He's actually CR. And he's a known cheat. He's bloodthirsty and he likes going to the brothel for stress relief. He's got a lot of positive upgrades, so I've been upgrading his skills. Apart from his speed is really bad for his class. But anyway, his preferred positions is slot 2 or slot 3. I will put him into slot 2. Yep, there we go. Now I want a healer. Now I have 2 healers actually. I just hired... Oh, she's a little bit down though. Osmond. Oh yeah, I was going to say, I thought I actually got rid of this trait, but I haven't. That's not good. She thinks she's possessed by a demon. I think I have to put her into the insane asylum to get rid of that trait, and that costs a lot of gold to pay for. do I want to have someone who thinks they're possessed by a devil with me? I kind of do, because it will show off some of the fun mechanics involving going crazy. So I don't think it's a good idea, but she does have some good positive ones as well. So her best position is the position I'm about to fill with her. So we'll do that. And let's see, a witch doctor, sorry, plague doctor for the last slot maybe. Weak grip on life. Death blow resistance, that'll come into play if he almost dies in combat. Who else could I put in instead of him in the final slot? I don't actually have a lot of people who can go in the back slot and still do stuff, so it looks like I'm going to have to take him. Although he's not actually the witch doctor, he is good Rory. There we go. And with that, let's go to this new area. And, well, actually, first of all, we have to buy provisions. You need food, and you need torches. That's the base thing you need, and I'm going to take quite a lot here. Food is obviously to stop you starving to death, but it also gives you slight healing, so I'm going to take a lot of it. I'm also going to take like 8 torches. Actually, let's take a few more. I'll take 1 key, 1 shovel, and that's it. And now we're ready to go, and hopefully to come back with a lot of riches. Let's do this. So I guess we'll be fighting all kind of manners of undead and plants here, as opposed to the stuff I was fighting in the ruins. There's area specific abilities, like some people do worse in ruins than they do in the open, for instance. There's a lot going on.
Soak the soil, sapping all good life from these groves.
The narrator also talks quite a lot, as you can see, or hear rather. He usually accurately reflects what's going on, and I really like him. But he is quite loud, so I'll have to try and not talk while he's talking, otherwise we'll just drown each other out. So we need to complete 100% of room battles. These are all the rooms that have been randomly created for this adventure, and I have a choice of obviously going to this room or this room. And we'll move around. I'm using the WASD keys to move left and right, or, you know, A and D to move left and right like this. Why have you got a debuff already? -5 speed, why? Oh, because of a light, I bet. You want to keep the light up though, because as you can see there, the brighter your light, the more chance you have of scouting an area, which means it'll fill in the map and warn me about where traps are and such like. And also there's a increased chance of surprising the monsters, so you get a free turn. If you have dim light, you get caught by surprise, so your order gets shuffled at the start of fights, and also you are more susceptible to traps. Anyway, let's clear this room up here in case there's a fight up here, because otherwise I'll have to backtrack a huge way. So we'll move to this room, and then we move into kind of like a partitioned area where you're moving between rooms. There'll be the chance of combat, chance of finding stuff like treasure or traps, etc. So let's move on and see what happens. We instantly get into a fight against enemies. I've seen the cultist before. Typical that she started with that. It does very little damage, but adds tons of stress, so I'm already majorly stressed out. It's turn-based though, so thankfully I can just kind of sit here. So what are these? Ectoplasm. 50% resistance against stun. They're not very easy to blight or bleed, or debuff in general actually. Their class is Eldritch, so certain classes do more damage against Eldritch. They don't have a lot of health though, and they're pretty slow. So we've got our healer here. No one really needs healed, so we can probably do either Dazzling Light, which is a ranged based attack that does 50% less damage but increases the brightness of your torch, and also stuns. Or I can do Illumination, which reduces the dodge chance of enemies. I've got a party heal. Oh, actually no, this is the healer who has the single heal for 3 to 5. The other ability that you can sometimes randomize for these healers are a 1 or 2 heal for the entire party, which I actually think is worse technically. Let's Dazzling Light the Ectoplasm at the front here. Alright, we did 4 damage. Good. Resisted the stun. Alright, Witch Doctor. You can cure bleed and blight, or you can blind, or you can just poison people with noxious gas. And if I press on an ability and then hover over the enemy, you're told your percentage to hit. So I've got an 80% chance to hit, 3% chance to crit, and it will do 3 to 5 damage. So I could kill it here. I did.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Alright, so CR. Open Vein, Pistol Shot, Grape Shot will hit both of them but do less damage, I believe. That's fine, let's try this. Nice. Alright, the slime did some basic damage, that's nothing I need to worry about. Let's just do Smite.
Confidence surges as
I should point out, CR and, well, who is now known as me, Flik, they've been on quite a lot of adventures. Oh, that's going to pull him forwards. Oh, or push him back, that's even worse. So they're leveled up a little bit, whereas I believe these two are not. Oh, my character's losing faith. Good Rory, do an incision. Nice. I love the art style of this game, by the way. I haven't really talked about it because there's no point, you can see it. But yeah, it is real good.
As the fiend falls,
good, we ended the combat.
Faint hope blossoms.
And we got a little bit of stuff. Also, I'm just going to turn down the volume a little bit more, just a tiny bit.
Maze.
I feel like I was talking up there. Right, so I need to get my order back, so let's get you there. And that's it back. Good. And I don't really need to eat any food right now. Let's see what else we can do. Ah, this will give us a free torch, I believe. Salvage an unburned torch. Yeah. In that case, I will actually just use the torch to keep us at full illumination.
A blazing star is born.
Oh. Is that a trap or an animal carcass? Beast carcass. Something has recently mutilated this creature. Alright, I'll touch the carcass. Oh, it's ridden with disease. Bad humours. What does that do? Let's find out. Oh, that is super bad. 15% less max HP. I need to get that cured when we go back. If I live. Alright, well that's the way it goes. Sometimes you get random bad results. Let's see if this room has combat in it or not. It doesn't. Oh, it does. It does. And it has a tent to raid afterwards. So who goes first? Oh, you do, and you had to do that, didn't you? These guys like to cause bleed. They like to either pull your positions, like they're doing now, which is very annoying, although thankfully resisted. Rend for the old gods. That's the one. Does lots of bleed damage. So let's just heal me up. And this is the general flow of combat, and it is real fun. It can get annoying XCOM style, where if you miss a crucial attack a few times in a row, it sucks. But, you know, that's part and parcel of having a percentage-based combat system. Right, so he's poisoned, he'll take a couple of points of damage every turn, although I think he's about to die here. Yeah, he is. There's about 10 classes, I think, maybe a bit less than that, maybe 8 classes. I haven't seen them all yet. There's a few I haven't seen because it's just random who turns up on the cart every time. Alright, that was real good. If he wasn't in that position, he wouldn't be able to use Grape Shot, by the way. That's kind of like why it's so good and why they're constantly trying to move him. So he's bleeding now as well, which is irritating. And you're trying to stress good Rory out, how dare you. Let's try and take him out. Maybe Poison will do it. Poison will do 2 damage, not 3. That's disappointing. Alright, let's do Grape Shot again. Nice. I've never seen it do that much damage before, actually. I'm rolling very high. Stop stressing my party out. I don't want them to go insane, and otherwise, well, if you see a kind of like black pulse above their head, that is them getting more stressed. A white pulse means they've done something that's inspired them and made them less stressful, like for example getting a critical hit, getting a kill, or depending on their traits, other stuff as well. Goodbye. Alright, just one cultist to go. And she gets to go first because she's very fast, actually. The torch. Why am I getting this tutorial? I've had this before. The light is fading. Oh, can you actually use torches in battle? I didn't think you could. Oh, you totally can. I didn't actually realise that. I thought you could only do it out of combat. That's why it was warning me there, I guess. Witch Doctor, go. So there'll be a random number of rooms that have a battle in it. Oh,
at least
stops bleeding.
Success.
Good. Let's stop the bleeding of you. Well, wait, no, I have lower HP, so let's do that. There we are. Yes, as I was saying, of the map, not all these rooms will have combat. Some of them will just be treasure rooms or event rooms, but I will be able to leave and say I've done this adventure if I find them all. So let's see what this tent does. Someone's camped here recently. You can put items in to affect things, like for example if you find a locked thing you can just use a skeleton key and then there's a 100% chance of you getting a positive result. Some valuables are inside the tent. Good.
Packs
Food.
with loot are often
Medical.
low on supplies.
Crests. So yeah, as I was saying in the town, crests, busts, portraits, deeds, etc. they're used to upgrade your homestead. And also a bit of money, which is good. That covers the cost of the provisions I brought. Actually, I'm going to eat a little bit of food to heal a little bit. You're fine. You will get food events depending on how long you've been exploring. It says everybody now needs to eat. You either eat or you take damage. So let's walk back the way we came. There shouldn't be any new interactions here. Oh, I'm getting a little bit stressed out just because. Let's keep the torch nice and bright.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
So I've already been gushing about Darkest Dungeon enough that you should know that I'm really enjoying this. I pressed, thank you. It's obviously not done, it's early access, and my first file did have a, oh that's a examinable thing, did have a problem where I kept on crashing. However, my subsequent files have not had that, so maybe it was an anomaly, I don't know. The tree has a huge hole in the trunk, perhaps there's something inside. Yeah, I'll just stick my finger in. It's poisonous! Can I cure that? That's obviously not curing blight then. Oh well. Trust me to get all the bad results. Oh, and my highwayman got stressed out, and then we found combat. And we got surprised, so my order got mixed up. That's annoying. Although it didn't get mixed up too bad. Good dodge, Rory, good dodge. Bump in the night. It's a little bit of damage, nothing to worry about. My main damage dealer is still at the front. Oh, potentially not anymore. Ugh, I kind of wanted him to get shoved back, actually. Let's heal me. Alright. Incision or noxious gas. Let's do an incision. Let's do some surgery. Oh, that's real good. You've resisted bleed, but that's fine. I could do a stunning blow, or I could give myself more protection and brighten up the torch, but I'd rather just kill him. Nice. Oh, Kratos dodged. Who are you pulling this time? That's such an annoying ability. You get people who have those kind of abilities as well, by the way. So you can do the same type of thing to the enemy. Alright, well, we're just going to bash him then. I think she does extra damage against undead because of her holy nature. You can't do anything other than take aim, eh? Well, in that case you can switch position with the Witch Doctor. Could get a one-shot here. Oh, not quite. This isn't counting as a room combat, by the way, so this does not work towards doing the objective for the adventure. Ah, when this ticks, she'll die. Although I'm not sure. Oh, never mind, I can just do it this way. There we are. Will you get any positives? Yeah, you did. Good.
Remind yourself
Portrait
that
and some cash.
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
So that's the narrator saying there, you know, you've won a couple of fights, but don't get cocky, kid.
In Radiance, may we
Alright.
find victory.
The pack contains loot. It's a shame we're not finding any new equipment. I would have wanted to show that off, but at least I can cure Blight now if it happens again. And a bit more cash, that's good. Alright, let's see what's inside this room I decided to go towards. It's a graveyard. Oh, we get the scouting. So there's a random chance of this happening, especially based on how bright your torch is. So now we know this next area I have to walk through. There's a trap, there's an item, there's a bookshelf. Then there's combat, so I have to do that room. And then in the room beyond, there's a treasure chest, a library, and a trap. And then a room with nothing but treasure in it. So obviously I have to go this way because I can't go any other way. We will see the trap, but that doesn't necessarily mean... Oh, and here's the event where we have to eat. Eat. Everybody gets a little bit of health back as well. Good. We'll see the trap. Is this it? Now, different people have different chances of... Oh, clear. I actually thought highwaymen would have a good chance of disarming traps, but oh well.
Wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
So next we get a box with stuff in it. I'll just open that. Stashed heirlooms, fantastic. Need that for upgrading. And then we have a... Oh, I thought it was a bookshelf, but it's not. It's whatever the hell this is. I probably need a shovel to do this, or...
Nature herself.
Yes. If you don't have a shovel, you have to... You clear it by taking damage. But luckily I brought a shovel, so we'll just get rid of that. It's a shame that doesn't improve your party's mood when you do that, though. Anyway, we know for a fact we're getting a fight. Let's see who it's up against. Oh, it's this encounter again, eh? I do not like these ladies. Because of this stuff. It's going to push him to the back, right? Yeah. Really? You're going to push her back as well? Ah, no you're not. Right, bleed is pretty much unavoidable when you fight these guys. Oh, unless you resist, of course. Not going to resist twice in a row, I bet. It shows what I know. Alright, your incision actually does good damage, right? Yeah, it does. Oh, 73% chance and he missed it. Pistol shot's about all I can do. You can only aim at the back people as well. Hey, good damage though. Real good. That's a disappointing miss right there. Hopefully I can make up for that now. Actually, I could do Illumination. It does 40% less damage, but it has a better base chance to hit, I believe. Nice. It also brightens up the torch a little bit. Speaking of which, in fact... Oh, I can't do it while it's their turn. Alright, after that then. So there's the bleed I was expecting, so now I need to do a little bit of healing, I feel. More stress as well. If that fills, we're going to have some kind of stress event. Stab, stab, stab. Oh, actually, no, I can't use it right now. How can I use it? Oh, it's still their turn now. I should have used it when I had selection. There we go.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I can't actually heal from the position I'm in. That just means I need to kill quicker. Ooh. It's because I'm getting stressed out more, I think, that my accuracy is going down. Will you stop with the constant shuffling? Although now she'll be able to heal from where she is, at least. Knife in the dark. Ooh. What is with my sudden miss rate? Oh, it's going to stress me out even more. Oh, we're getting very near an event. By the way, when the stress event happens, there is a chance for a good outcome. It's very rare though. And I guess we'll see what happens because he's probably going to get stressed out real soon. Although this might bring it back down a little bit. Oh, it didn't. I thought getting kills mostly did. Maybe because he's pious, that doesn't work like that. Knife in the dark. He's dead. Or she's dead.
A trifling victory.
Good. So I'm going to eat a little bit to get some health back. I bought tons of food for this exact reason. So I feel a bit safer now. Torch, we probably want to use one more. We're running out actually, so I should stop using so many. We're going down to this room now. So we're going to get a treasure chest and another event. I hope it's not another one of those plants because I only brought the one shovel. Some more food and a lot of gold. Fantastic. We've already covered the cost of the provisions I bought, I think. Oh, I'm getting very near stress. Oh, everyone's going to get damaged. I have to clear it by hand.
Without tools,
oh, here comes. My resolve is... Oh, I got this selfish trait. So there's a chance you'll get a good one. I didn't. I got selfish, which means... Oh, it brought everyone's mood down for a start. He'll say stuff like, oh, you go up front, and it might affect what he does in combat as well. So yeah, he desperately needs to cure some stuff when he goes back to town. Oh, I saw the trap. I forgot it was there. Luckily, it didn't do anything. So we know for a fact there's no combat in here because of the scout. It's just treasure. Okay, apparently the treasure chest is actually guarded. But we surprised the enemy, which is good. So we get a free turn, and I'm going to use a torch again. 2 torches, in fact.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Right, spiders are a bit resistant against toxic anyway, but they're not resistant against a knife to the face. Oh, that is good damage. CR's carrying us right now, especially because I'm... Ah yes, just take all the glory then. So that's bringing CR's mood down because I was mocking him because I was selfish. I think I might have also lost my turn. I'm not going to actually heal. I'm going to Dazzling Light this one. Oh, I wanted to get the kill. I knew it. The light is saving that one for redemption. Does that mean I just don't get attacked now? No, again, you're mocking her. She might break as well at this rate. Right, that brought me back from the brink a little bit. Oh, no it didn't. Yeah, my guy's gone insane and is making everyone else insane as a result. So I hope there's only like one more major room of combat. So she got fearful. I'm not actually sure what that does.
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
Game over, man. Game over. It's going to stress everyone out, yep. So they're going to do less well in combat as well as sometimes just ignoring what I tell them to do or other stuff that we'll see potentially. I brought him back from the brink at least.
Mount, so too
oh wow, that was the last room of combat, so I can just leave now. I want to know what Fearful did. Well, my stats have definitely gone down. Dud hitter. Oh, what do we have in here? Oh, we can use the key. There we are. Got another shovel.
Treasure could staunch the flow of
so because everybody is going insane, I kind of want to just peace out now because we know that I've done all the required combat. There is 2 more rooms I could have gone and explored if I was strong enough, but I'm not. So let's leave, get our final reward. People will rank up and also generate new traits.
Endless battle,
potentially.
but one that must be fought.
Right, we got a lot of gold there and a lot of heirlooms. Alright, so let's see if anyone levels up. Resolve level up. Heroes gain Resolve XP for each successful quest. Resolve XP in turn determines the hero's Resolve level. Resolve level represents the hero's veteranship and directly acts as stress resistance against the horrors encountered in the dungeons. A low Resolve hero that tries a higher level quest will quickly crumble under the unimaginable stress. Exactly. So you need to kind of like, with new heroes, grind the lower quests before you tackle the harder ones. So I got up to tier 2, but I also have Selfish. Let's open up these and see what we get. Dark Temptation, prone to investigating the dark arts. So if I pass something that looks suspiciously evil, I won't have a choice. My character will instantly say, right, I'm touching that to see what it is, because they're curious about it. Bloodthirsty, fascinated with injury, wounds and torture. Don't know what that means. Chance to turn any miss into a hit. Fated is a really good one though, fantastic. And then Good Rory got Resolution, in town will never drink. That's fine, he doesn't want to drink. And in Runes he does 15% more damage, that's real good as well. So then you return to the town and then you try and cope with the stresses of your team and then generally go on another one.
Long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
Oh, sounds like I have something special to do. So this is what happened while I was away. My one of my mage people lost his fearful trait thanks to me getting 56 less stress. He was at max, if you remember at the start of the video, now he's down to there. And then also my gravedigger is entirely sane again because she was gambling for a week. So that's good as well. But obviously now I have to get me into some kind of stress release, CR, basically all of the people I took on an adventure there, so then I'm left with these new people to kind of aim for. So you can also then go to the stagecoach, and there you have a random selection of new people to decide if you want to join you or not, depending on their traits. These two are the same class, however they'll probably have different abilities or different traits. Like, he's got a fear of mankind, he's got syphilis, fantastic, I definitely do not want him. But let's compare, oh, he might also have different abilities to this guy. He does indeed. But he's nervous and fragile, so they're both actually pretty crappy. Why has this got an exclamation mark on it now? Oh yes, I forgot I had items in my storage, so I can equip these to people who I use regularly, and some of them are class specific and rare. As you can see there, that's for my grave robber. 3% more chance to crit, plus 10% to dodge, or 10 to dodge. 12% less damage though, which is a bit of a shame. And then there's just a common stone which increases speed at the cost of 1% crit. And that is the flow of Darkest Dungeons. It is really addictive, really fun, really difficult as well. And now, I guess off camera, I will go deal with the stresses of my party and say that this is incredibly enjoyable, definitely one to watch. There will be a Steam store link in the description box below. It launches on early access on February 3rd. And I don't have a price for you yet. But yeah, this has been a Let's Look At of Darkest Dungeon by Red Hook Studios. Look for a potential series from me on it as well. And if you are interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments. And I shall see you next time for more gaming stuff. My name has been Flik, and ta-ta for now.